I'm sitting in a car doing 70 in a rainstorm. The driver has a beer bottle in his cup holder. My phone is blowing up with photos of men holding assault rifles. And 48 hours ago, I thought I was coming here for a beach vacation and maybe, just maybe, a romantic connection. My name is Michael. I'm 39 from Kansas, and this is the story I wish someone had told me before I bought that plane ticket. Let me take you back to where this actually started, not on the island, but on my couch in Kansas, staring at my phone at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. I'd been grinding for months. You know that feeling? When your alarm is basically a weapon and your inbox feels like it's following you into the shower? I needed air. Not a vacation where you check your laptop by the pool. Real air, the kind that smells like salt and doesn't know your email password. So I booked a flight to Santo Domingo, solo trip, no agenda, just me, some beaches, and whatever happened. Travel solo or planning to? Subscribe. The next 5 minutes might save you thousands. That's when she appeared on my screen. Her name was Maria. Dark hair, bright smile, the kind of photos that make you swipe right before your brain catches up to your thumb. We matched. We started talking. And listen, the conversation was good. Not just, hey, what's up, good. It was warm, flirty. She'd drop little Spanish phrases that made everything feel more exotic. Ay, mi amor, no puedo esperar. I can't wait. She told me she loved bachata. She told me she knew Santo Domingo like the back of her hand, the real version, not the tourist version. She said she wanted to show me her city, slow, confident, the way locals see it. I told her my travel dates. Her response came back fast, I can't wait to meet you. And here's the thing, if you've ever traveled alone, you know exactly what that does to you. It's not even romance yet. It's relief. It's the feeling that someone's going to be on the other side of those airport doors. Someone who turns a foreign city from a question mark into a plan. What would you have done at this point? Would you have kept talking? Drop a comment and let me know, because I want to hear your take on this. Now, I'm not a complete idiot. There were signs, little cracks in the paint. Every time I suggested a video call, bad signal, neighbor's Wi-Fi, no data. Her Instagram had 6 too-perfect photos. Still, the daily warmth kept me hooked, and I let it. 2 days before my flight, she sent me a voice note. Her voice was soft, a little breathy. Mi amor, can you bring me a perfume? The good kind? It's so expensive here. $70. I sat there staring at my screen. Part of me knew this was weird, but another part of me, the part that wanted this trip to feel magical, said it was just a small gesture, a thank you gift for a local guide, a way to start things off right. So I bought a high-end bottle. The bottle rode in my carry-on like a little glass promise. When the plane dropped through the clouds, the ocean looked like something out of a dream. Turquoise water, white sand, that Caribbean light that makes everything look like it's been dipped in honey. I stepped off the plane and the heat hit me like opening an oven door. Music poured out of the terminal. Motorcycles zipped through traffic like they were playing a video game. I checked into my Airbnb, 12 minutes from the colonial zone. The elevator made concerning sounds, but the balcony had a view that made you forgive it. I texted her, I'm here. 3 hearts. Mañana, amor. Tomorrow. That's fine. My head felt soft from travel, body here, brain still in the clouds. I walked the old streets, stone under my feet, paint peeling in beautiful faded ways, music leaking from every doorway like the city couldn't contain it. I ducked into a cafe and met Steve from Texas. Mid-40s, good energy, the kind of guy who travels like he's collecting stories instead of photos. We swapped numbers. Let's link up later, man, he said, clapping my shoulder. This city wakes up at night. The next day, I texted Maria. Ready when you are. Mañana, mi amor. So sorry. Day 3. Mañana otra vez. Here's where I need you to pause and think. At what point would you have walked away? Day 2? Day 3? Or would you have given her more time? Comment below. I tried to be patient. but patience has a shelf life. I sent her a message, calm but clear. Let's do a quick video call. 30 seconds, just so we can line things up. Same script, no data, neighbor's Wi-Fi, phone issues. I typed back, I have your perfume. But I'm not handing a $70 bottle to someone I've never seen on a screen. If we can't do a video call, the perfume flies home with me. That's when everything changed. The sweet messages stopped. My phone buzzed. A new number. I opened it. A photo. A man in a black mask holding an AR-15. Another photo. 2 men, guns, faces covered. The kind of image that makes your stomach drop into your shoes. The text underneath. We know where you're staying. We have your location. Send $3,000 or you'll disappear. My heart went from 0 to sprint in half a second. I stood on my balcony staring down at the street like the city had suddenly grown claws. Every motorcycle that passed felt like a threat. Every shadow felt intentional. Earlier I'd shared a live location from a store nearby. That single blue dot now felt like a map I'd drawn for strangers. I blocked the number. Another message. Different number. Same photos. Block another. Block. I put the phone face down on the table and listened to the sounds of the city, the music, the traffic, the distant laughter, and wondered which of those sounds was coming for me. I met up with Steve that night and told him everything. My hands were still shaking as I showed him the screenshots. He looked at them, looked at me, and let out a long breath. Brother, don't buy it. This is a script. They run this scam constantly. It's copy-paste fear. They send this to dozens of people hoping one person panics and pays. Sometimes you need to borrow someone else's calm. For a few hours I did. But the next morning, Steve flew home, and I was alone again. I decided I wasn't going to let fear ruin my whole trip. I'd come here for a reason, so I booked a ride to Boca Chica Beach, the kind of place you see in brochures, all white sand and palm trees leaning in like they're listening to secrets. I sat down at a beachfront restaurant, laminated menus, glossy photos of fried fish and rice, but no prices. That should have been my first warning bell. But the ocean was right there. The breeze smelled like salt and freedom. I ordered fried fish, rice, and a cocktail that tasted like vacation in a glass. When the waiter brought the bill, I blinked at it like it was written in a foreign language. $60 for fried fish and rice. I pointed at the numbers. Can you break this down for me? He gave me the universal shrug, the one that belongs to every tourist town on earth. That's the price, boss. I thought about the gun photos. I thought about being alone. I swallowed my pride, pulled out my card, and paid the newcomer tax. Menus with pictures and no prices don't sell food. They measure you. I paid the newcomer tax and kept it moving. Then the waiter leaned in close. His voice dropped. Hey, Faye. Mujeres? He said it like he was offering me dessert. Before I could answer, he disappeared and came back with a woman. She smiled, but it was the kind of smile someone gives you when they've been told to smile. I said hello, felt the script underneath, said no thanks. He brought another, then another. By the 5th woman, I felt like I was a judge at a pageant I never auditioned for. I laughed, not because it was funny, but because I didn't know what else to do. I'm good, man. Really. We dropped the pretense. He shrugged and walked away. And listen, this is the moment to ask yourself, how many red flags do you ignore before you finally listen to your gut? Because I was about to ignore one more. Dark clouds stacked up over the water like they had plans. The wind shifted, rain started as a whisper and turned into a roar. I pulled up my phone and ordered a ride. It took forever. Water rushed down the street in rivers. When the car finally pulled up, the driver didn't say hello. He said, "Hermano, cash?" I frowned. The app says card. He shook his head. Bank's down today, cash only. I wanted to be home more than I wanted to be right. So I said yes and got in. That's when I saw the beer bottle, sweating in the cup holder, half empty or half full, depending on how optimistic you're feeling about your survival. He caught my eyes in the rearview mirror and grinned. "Tranquilo, hermano, relax." He started telling me about his kids, his neighborhood, the bachata station that keep your feet honest. His hands were tapping the steering wheel like the car was a drum kit. The rain hammered the windshield. The wipers were fighting a losing battle. "Hey man," I said, keeping my voice steady, "can you slow down a little?" He did, for about 30 seconds. Then the road straightened and his foot found the gas again. There's a feeling you get when your whole world turns to glass. Every breath is careful because you can hear how close the crack is. I watched rainwater sprint across the windshield in sheets. I counted the seconds between my requests and his compliance. He told stories, laughed, tapped the wheel. Only later did he tell me his name, Alvin. Alvin sang along to the bachata. Alvin rolled through a red light near the end of the ride like it was a suggestion. "Why'd you do that?" I asked. He shrugged. "Así es aquí, hermano. That's how it is here. No attitude, no malice, just weather." Back at the apartment, the silence felt heavy. I checked the locks twice. I stared at that perfume box on the shelf, the one I'd carried across an ocean for someone who didn't exist. I cut my trip short, flew home 2 days early, but the trip came home with me. It sat in my chest like a stone. So I did what I always do when something won't leave me alone. I researched. And what I found didn't surprise me. It clarified me. The Dominican Republic consistently ranks among the worst in Latin America for road safety. Some years, depending on the source, it ranks among the worst globally. The numbers shift, but the picture stays the same. Road danger is real, systemic, and constant. That beer bottle in Alvin's cup holder wasn't a quirky detail. It was the headline I almost starred in. And then the whole week clicked into place like puzzle pieces I'd been carrying separately. The threats, a script, copy-pasted fear designed to grab wallets by squeezing lungs. The restaurant bill, attacks for walking soft through a place where the game has sharp corners. The parade of women, theater for travelers who confuse selection with connection. Alvin, not a villain, a habit, a system, a culture of road rules written in invisible ink. Here's the question I want you to think about. How much of this could have been avoided if I'd just trusted my gut from the beginning? I don't blame the Dominican Republic. I blame the part of me that thought a stranger's affection could be a shortcut to belonging. The part that believed warmth could be purchased in a bottle and that safety is the default setting wherever you go. Oceans don't fix what you refuse to name. So here's what I learned, the kind of lessons you only believe after you pay for them. 1. If someone won't jump on a video call, you're not talking to a person. You're talking to a plan. 30 seconds on camera solves mysteries that 100 sweet messages can't. 2. If the menu has pictures but no prices, the price is probably you. Ask before you order, or keep walking. 3. Your live location is a gift card for wolves. Meet in public. Daylight is the cheapest bodyguard in the world. 4. If the driver changes terms after pickup, cash only, banks down, end the ride and reorder. Convenience gets very expensive in places you don't understand yet. 5. If your body turns to glass, listen. The mind tells stories. The gut keeps score. Would I go back? Yes. The Caribbean doesn't stop being beautiful because I had a bad night. The music doesn't stop being music because the driver loved it too much. But I'd go back smarter, with rules I can point to instead of vibes I hope will carry me. I didn't lose my life in the Dominican Republic. I almost lost my mind, the part that lets you pretend the world will bend around your wishes. I came home with something better than a perfect memory. I came home with a boundary. So if you're packing a suitcase and a little loneliness, take these rules with you. No video call, no meeting. Public place, daytime, prices on the menu, no live location to strangers, ever. If the driver demands cash after pickup, end it and reorder. When your body whispers no, don't ask your brain to translate. that perfume bottle is still on my shelf, not as a trophy, as a reminder. Belonging isn't sold duty-free. You earn it with attention, patience, and the willingness to walk away when the math stops adding up. If this story helped you dodge a bullet, or if you've got your own travel horror story, smash that like button and drop it in the comments below. Subscribe for more real stories from gringos navigating Latin America, the good, the bad, and the expensive. And tell me, would you have kept talking to Maria? At what point would you have walked away? What's the most expensive lesson you ever paid for while traveling? I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there.